Okay, I've tried to record this like 20 times and I just keep being awkward and messing it up and starting over. So I'm going to try to stay on course this time and say thank you, first of all, for being here. Thank you for getting me to 2,000 subscribers. I'm sure you are super sick of hearing me say thank you all the time, but I really can't tell you all enough how much I appreciate like you being here and your comments and your love and support and everything. And I just hope that this has been as positive for all of you as it has for me. Also, hello, welcome to my real voice. this is this is another reason I was really nervous about unscripted content. My real voice is very, it's this, you know? So hopefully that's not too distracting and off-putting for all of us. A professional would have had these questions organized. I am nothing but a clown, so I didn't organize these. But I will say I wanted to answer first the questions that I tend to get the most, which are, broadly, what brought you into YouTube and like this style of ASMR? How did you come up with your channel name and idea? And things generally in that vein. So I thought that would be a good place to start. Let's start with the baby battle axe thing. People always ask, how did you come up with the name Baby Battle Axe? And that came from a conversation I was having with a friend one time. We were talking about building custom characters for games, whether it was like tabletop campaigns or, just like fantasy character creation. And I was talking about how I almost always play as dwarves, if possible. I'm a very big nerd. And I play as dwarves because I like the fact that they are both small and strong. I'm 5 feet tall, so I'm very small, but I've always been very proud of like being tough and being strong, and I'm a tomboy in case that wasn't obvious already. So yeah, I feel like I really like playing as dwarves because I relate to them really well. And so my friend and I were talking about weapons, like what weapons would be appropriate for this particular character design. And my friend said, well, what about a battle axe? Those are like small and they're not too heavy, like they're easy to wield. And I was like, yeah, I don't know, maybe. It would have to be like really light and manageable for someone my size, though, so it'd have to be like a little tiny baby battle axe or something. And he laughed and he was like, oh man, baby battle axe. And we both realized that it sounded like baby bottle pop, and we thought that was really fun. And he said, if you ever get back into streaming, you should totally use that as a streamer name. And I was like, oh my god, you were so right. I ended up not getting back into streaming, but when I started thinking about doing this channel, I was like, hell yeah, Baby Battle Axe is gonna be a great like brand for this. Hastily editing this back in because I realized I wasn't sure if I was supposed to talk about the fact that I'm a goblin as well. The goblin character comes from an app called, I think it's Monster Girl Maker 2, and I just made it for fun like a while back because my friends were teasing me that I'm basically just a short stack goblin. And I was like, holy shit, you're right. I like goblins. I think they're fun and they're cute, and I like that they have a lot of like qualities that are inherently like very tomboyish, and I think I relate to how like gross and trashy they can be, I guess. Like all of the worst parts of myself are like very goblin-y. And so yeah, when I was trying to think of like a face character to put with the baby battle axe name, I was like, the goblin'll do. And then I decided to get into ASMR because of a lot of things. I really needed like an outlet or an interest or a hobby in my life at the time when I started the channel. I was feeling just kind of like lost and listless, I guess. And I've done acting, I've done voice acting in the past, but I had never really done anything that was just mine, you know? And I had discovered like boyfriend, girlfriend audio maybe a year ago. And I think like everyone who finds it, I started listening to it as a joke, and then suddenly it wasn't a joke anymore. And I always really liked the channels that were more about like storytelling in addition to just like the BFE or GFE ASMR. And I love storytelling. I love world building. I love creating stories, and I wanted an outlet to do that. And so I figured like, yeah, I could probably do this. You know, the more I listened, I was like, yeah, I could totally do this. Maybe, kind of, sort of. Yeah, probably. And then finally I decided to just go for it. And I wanted to do it without the expectation that it needed to be perfect or that it even really needed to be successful. I told myself, like, you are only doing this if you were doing it for you. Not if you have this, like, vision of, oh, if I don't get, like, 10,000 subscribers in my first 6 months, then I'm a failure and this is a waste of time and I'm so embarrassed. Like, just do it. Just do it because it's fun. Just do it because you're passionate about it. And so far that's how I've been doing it. That's how I've been feeling about it, and it feels super like healthy healthy and positive and nice and good. And I'm really, really grateful that I went into this with that mindset and that perspective. I think that's been really helpful. So I think that answers that like general broad question of like, why are you the way you are? Another one I get a lot is, what is your favorite script or video you've done? I think right now the Vampire and Vampire Hunter audio is the last one that I posted, and I am really, really loving that one. It's a script that I think I like woke up and wrote in the middle of the night, like with just some random inspiration, and I think it came together really well. I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of the work that I've done on that like storyline. In general, the like world that I've built around it feels really fun. I think the Tomboy Waitress and the Abandoned Neko Listener also came out really, really good, and I'm really proud of that one too. Opinion on garlic bread. You know, I like garlic bread, don't get me wrong, but I'm a little bit pretentious in that if you give me just like a freshly baked loaf of bread with some like garlic and oil to like dip it in, I'll take that over garlic bread. You know what I mean? Or like bruschetta, I'll take bruschetta over garlic bread. But that's not to say that if you don't put that like shitty Texas toast garlic bread in front of me that I won't eat 12 slices of it. Do you have a favorite movie or perhaps video game if that's more what you're into? Favorites kind of feel like a hard question to me, because I always think, is your favorite of something the thing that you think is better than anything else, like it's the best of the best to you, or is your favorite the thing that you like go back to the most, you know? The thing that's just always going to be good for you. So I have a hard time answering favorites questions because I overthink them, but I think my favorite movie is probably Brick, and my favorite video game, Fallout New Vegas or BioShock, probably. Are you a part of the LGBTQ plus community? Yes, I am. Do you have any tattoos? What are they of? If not, would you get them? I don't have any tattoos. I have a lot that I want to get, but for some reason I am very, very scared of tattoo artists. I don't know why, I just feel very intimidated by them, and I have this fear that if I go to a tattoo artist and I'm like, hi, hello, this is the tattoo I want, they're gonna be like, that's dumb, get away from me. And I'm gonna be like, oh, you're right. So maybe one day I'll be brave enough to get tattoos. Sorry, I keep like slapping my knee. That's making a noise. I told you guys this was gonna be bad. Anyway, what made you want to become a goblin queen? I don't think I ever did want to become a goblin queen. I think that's a thing that you guys did. I think you guys decided I was a queen. I have never been really the queen type. I would think of myself much more as a like goblin trash rogue, just sort of wandering around being an ass. I think I'd like that better than being a queen. Do you find it as enjoyable as when you first started? I think I do. Yeah, there are times when it gets a little stressful, but at the end of it all, hearing the audios come together is still just as fulfilling. And I think it's even better now that I can do things like the chat nights where I just sit with you guys and be like, hey, can you just talk to me while I get this done? I think that's helped the process a lot. So yeah, I am still very much so enjoying this. And will we ever get a Goblin Queen audio? I will put it in the notebook. I got a notebook of ideas. We'll see if any of them ever go anywhere, but I'll kick the idea around of a Goblin Queen roleplay. No idea what that would look like, but I'll try. Oh, somebody is asking about Tugs. You recommended the show Tugs. I did watch part of the first episode, and I realized it was like very similar to Thomas the Tank Engine, which I surprisingly didn't get into as a kid, even though I like saw it on TV all the time. I don't know. That was never like very memorable to me. So I looked up Tugs and I watched some of the first episode, and I was just really like surprisingly struck by the production quality, I guess, of it. Like as an adult, when you look at something like that, you're like, God, there was so much work that went into like the set design and creating these models and the voice acting and the music and just everything that went into the production of that show. I was like, wow, this this is amazing. This took so much work, and I feel like that's not something you can appreciate as a kid. So I can see why a lot of people like to revisit these kind of shows and like hobbies like building models as an adult, because you appreciate it so much more. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing something that you're interested and passionate about. It was really fun to kind of explore something new, but I guess something nostalgic at the same time. It was a cool experience, and I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. What's your go-to comfort movie or TV show? I find that things I watch when I want to be comforted are things that make me sad, if that makes sense. So I'm not sure what I watch for comfort. Oh, I can put on Bob's Burgers like any day, anytime, and just have it playing in the background for like anything. So Bob's Burgers is probably one of them. I've been rewatching Recess on YouTube lately, and that's been really really fun and very like nostalgic and comforting. And then for a movie, maybe Kiki's Delivery Service. That was like a favorite movie of mine as a kid. So even though it's very sad, it's a very sad movie, I find comfort in it. Are you using this channel to slowly recruit an army and or cult? You know, you guys seem to just have these really high expectations of me. Somebody else asks me stuff like this all the time. I can't remember who it is. I don't want to say the name in case I'm wrong, but somebody's always like, oh, are you secretly doing this? And I'm like, guys, I don't want the responsibility of having an army or a cult. I'm not trying to take over the world. That's so much work. Like this channel is just for me to do dumb shit and get attention for it. Like, let's be honest. So no, please don't put that on me. Don't form a cult in my name, because then I have to be responsible for all of you. Number 2, mommy? No. I mean, let me set up a Patreon and we'll talk. Do you believe in tomboy supremacy? Fucking obviously I believe in tomboy supremacy. I can talk about tomboys at length and why we are supreme, but that wasn't the question. So yes, I do believe in tomboy supremacy, and I will die on that hill. I'm also going to sip my wine now. Favorite demi-human? I mean, I really like a good, like, classic werewolf, if we're just going broad demi-human. But your next question, it feels like a really funny probe into my sexuality. Because you asked, do you prefer monster girls or boys? And I think I prefer monster girls. I think there's more nuance to a monster girl character, because there's already so many challenges around finding things like acceptance or security in your identity, and navigating relationships as like a female. That's already, at least just in my opinion and experience, obviously I'm biased, like more complicated, and like in some, just more complicated in different ways, I guess, than for males. And so I feel like there's a lot more that you can like do and explore with female monster characters, with monster girls. Plus they're cute, you know? But yeah, I am a sucker for just a good like werewolf. I do like vampires as well, but that's a different kind of monster. So I don't know. I guess that wasn't a very good answer for that question. I'm sorry. How have you been? That's so nice of you to ask. I've not been well. No, it's been a little bit of a rough week. A rough couple of weeks, but I'm getting better. Do you have a cat? What is their name? If you don't, what would be the best cat name? I don't have a cat. I'm allergic to cats. And the best cat name, I feel like I come up with really good names for things, but I have to like look at the thing I'm naming for it to like come to me, you know? My parents have a cat that lives outside their house, and I really wanted to name her Soup when she first showed up, and they wouldn't let me, and I was really upset. So I feel like Soup would make a good cat name. Also, when is the Among Us ASMR? Why would I make an Among Us ASMR? Is it a thing? Is that still a thing? I'm not trying to hit the 12-year-old demographic, so I don't think I'm making an Among Us ASMR. What made you decide to do YouTube? I answered that a little bit already. Why do I make such good content? I guess because I'm a mild perfectionist. If I'm gonna make something, I feel very strongly that it needs to be of good quality and something I can be proud of, and so I knew from the very beginning I was gonna go like way too hard at this, and so far I have gone way too hard, but I'm glad to hear that the quality is noted and appreciated. Thank you for that. Alright, what do you like to do to relax? I don't think I can relax. I don't think I'm really capable of it. but I would say music is a big one. I listen to music like constantly. Sometimes I'll lock myself in my bathroom for like 2 hours and just do a bunch of skincare because it makes me feel like I'm in control of my life. So that's fun. Taking care of my plants is relaxing until it's not, because I get really stressed about them. Yeah, I hope you find relaxation techniques that work for you, because relaxing is hard. And this one's like 10 questions, so I'll try to speed run them. What's your favorite comfort food? Like any kind of burrito. I love burritos. I eat burritos almost every day. Treat yourself, special occasion food, probably cake. I love cake. I don't eat it very much anymore because I'm trying to be healthier, but I do love cake. How would you achieve the perfect nap? I cannot nap. I can't nap. Anytime I try to nap, I fall asleep for like 4 hours and then I feel like absolute shit. So I am not allowed to nap. I cannot help you with that. Rainy days or sunny days? Probably sunny days. I get like my mood is very strongly affected by the weather, so winter is very hard for me when it's like cold and dark and wet. I love the summer. It's just way better for me. Nothing is like too hot or too bright or too sunny for me in summer. What were you like as a kid? Ooh. Shy, I guess. I didn't like talking to a lot of people. I was pretty good at like playing by myself, I guess. I had a really big imagination. So I guess not much has changed. Favorite animals? Dogs, elephants, and snakes. If you had a catchphrase, what would it be? Some kind of swear word. Probably just fuck, honestly. One pet peeve and one pet appease. The opposite of a pet peeve. I have too many pet peeves to... I wouldn't even know where to start. I'd say I hate when people can only talk about themselves, which is a funny thing to say while doing a Q&A about yourself. But yeah, I hate people who can't like ask others how they're doing and like listen to them without turning it around and like making it about themselves somehow. It drives me nuts. So I guess the opposite of that would be I really, really love when people are considerate of others. That's something that's super important to me. What's something you tell yourself when things are hard? My dad had a saying. He used to say, "Don't die before they kill you," which means like don't give up before it's over. So I usually say that, or something like, "I've gotten through 100% of my worst days so far. I can get through this one too." Favorite fictional characters from books, movies, shows, plays, OC from an artist like you, or one you made yourself? Anything. Ooh. Gosh. That's, again, like a really big question. I feel like I could talk about that forever. I want to make this interesting though. I don't know how you say this creator's name. I'll put it in the description. It's Samawry the Bard. And he has a series called like Orc Boyfriend, I think, and it's Orc Boyfriend with a I don't want to spoil it, but it's a non-gender specific listener intentionally. And it's just such a good series. It's such a good, lovely, wonderful, amazing series that he created. And I adore that character of the orc. Like I love him so much, and he like became a comfort character for me for a long time. So if I can use this question to like I guess highlight another creator who does, like, I think he does mostly M for M and some M for A content, then there you go. I like highly recommend, if you are into like male speaker ASMR, go listen to that series. It's so encouraging. One dumb thing and one smart thing you did recently. I do dumb things constantly, like this. Oh, I was at a plant store because I decided I want to get back into plants, which is probably not a good idea. But I was talking to someone who worked there, like asking questions about some things and talking about like the plants that I've had in the past and stuff. And she pointed to one that I had in my basket and she went, you know, this one's kind of difficult. And in my brain, I was like, oh shit, I don't want a difficult plant because I'm going to be really upset if it dies. But then the other half of my brain was like, bitch, are you like implying that I can't fucking take care of this plant? And so I got very like, I got kind of upset and I was like, yeah, and I can do it. She was like, okay. And I was like, I'm gonna subtly sneak away and put this plant back now. But then I realized she was the cashier and I was like, shit, I don't want her to notice that I put it back when she's ringing them up. So I took home this plant that apparently is going to be really hard to keep alive. And I'm really nervous about it. So that was dumb. And a smart thing I did recently, I don't know, worked. I work in a very, like, I don't know how to describe my field, but I'm a highly educated person and I'm very proud of the work that I do. So at the end of the day, I can always say like I did something cool and professional at work. And then there's, I think that's everything. I think I got everything. Let me double check. Oh, there is one more. My opinion on raccoons is that they are naughty. And number 2 is not a question, nor is it language that I am going to entertain on YouTube. So I say again, let me think about making a Patreon, and we'll talk over there.